All right, let's clear the energy. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, today I'm going to be talking about another clairaudience. Okay, we went over clairsentient, we went over clairgustance and clairalience, but I sort of mix clairgustance and clairalience together. All right, so when you're talking about clairs, okay, it breaks down. It tells you if you're a psychic medium, a full-blown medium, or a necromancer. Okay, everyone is born gifted. All right, just to let you know, everyone is born gifted. So we're going to move on to clairaudient. Clairaudient is the psychic ability to hear. Okay, there's two. You can hear external, which means actually someone's outside of you talking to you. It's like someone's whispering into your ear. And then we have clairaudience that is internal, those voices that you're hearing inside your head. Okay, this is the breakdown of clairaudience. All right, so it's the ability to hear beyond the spiritual realm. Okay, it can be the spiritual beings that dwell in other dimensions. It can be star seeds. It can be ascended masters. It can be angels. It can be voices from your spirit guides, power animals, your spirit animals, because they can talk to you. Okay, it can be your high benevolent ancestors, and it can be your low vibrational ancestors. It can be from low vibrational entities. It can be from demons and daemons. There's a difference between demons and there's a difference between daemons, okay? The difference is one is a benevolent and one is malevolent. So one's higher, one's lower. You can hear of jinns, okay? So the ability to hear in the spiritual realm, spiritual beings who dwells in other dimensions that our lunar minds cannot easily process. So basically, clairaudient is psychic hearing, okay? When you think about the clairs, there's so many clairs, okay? They talk about clair knowing, clair psychic, clairvoyance, clairaudient, clairalience, clairgustance, and clairsentient. These are your clairs. Everybody's born with the clairs. Some people choose not to use them. All right. Some are born with some stronger than others. Some is born with all of them. So what you do is you master the ones that are strong. Then you work on the ones that's less strong. So you can have all of them together. Okay. So if you born seeing, okay, you need, and that's one of your strong ones. You need to work on like maybe your taste and your smelling, or your psychic knowing. Okay, because psychic knowing and clairaudient go together. Your clair dang, your claircognizant and your clairsentient. I mean, Lord have mercy. Your claircognizant and your clairaudient goes together. Okay, so we're talking about clairaudient. This beautiful gift allows you to hear sounds, voices, or messages that are beyond the physical realm of knowing. Some hear external, which is on the outside. Some hear internal. Time you hear internal before you hear external, because once you master the internal, that's when the external start coming in. Okay, them okay, make sure y'all get y'all pen and paper. If y'all don't got your pen and paper, because I talk really fast and they told me to slow down. Okay, I'm very clairaudient, external, internal. So get the pen and paper. Okay, if not, you're gonna have to write it over again. Okay, I mean, listen to it again. Okay, there's types of clairaudience. Okay, we have the one that is one of the four main clairs. Okay, the one of the main four clairs, like I said, we have a lot of clairs. We have cognate, which means psychic knowing. I will go over that one. Then we have clairvoyant, which is psychic vision. Okay, then you have clairsentient. We went over that. That's psychic feeling. Then we had claircosmic, like I said, knowing. So now we're going to talk about the clairaudient. All right. The external refers to people that they can, it sounds like somebody standing on the side of you whispering. That's clairaudient external. Okay. Unless you can see them, you can't. You can feel there's a presence there, and it sounds like someone's actually going in your ear. Okay, that is external. Clairaudient internal means the voices are inside of your head. Majority of the time, your voice until you get to know them. Once you get to know them, then you can tell the difference. All right, because sometimes they can sound like a foreigner talking to you. They come in very soft, okay? Very soft, all right? And then sometimes they come in very fast. That's why a lot of people that does readings, not majority, but majority, not all of them, but majority, they get downloads and they come in because I talk really fast because my messages come in fast, okay? That's why I said psychic knowing, which is claircognizant, and psychic hearing, which is clairaudience, okay, are all the same. They come in. These two work together, all right? You cannot have one without the other, all right? Just like clairsentient goes with psychometry, goes with aliens, and go with clairgustance. Those three go hand in hand, all right? So when you have the external, it sounds like if someone is talking to you, even though no one can see it, unless you are medium. Now, the difference between mediumship and channeling, because I'm a bona fide channeler. I channel my Batusial, all right? But I also am a medium, a psychic medium. But channeling, okay, is different from medium. Because medium, a spirit from the other side, comes in and they talk to you. That's when they whisper in your ear. That part of your external. So majority of mediums have external hearing. Okay, they have internal. When they doing their mediumships, sometimes they see and sometimes they don't. It depends if the spirit has enough energy to do it. So when I mean spirit, I'm talking about ancestors, okay? Good or bad, high or low. Okay, sometimes if you don't venerate your ancestors, they don't have enough energy to come through. And sometimes it's like a silhouette. Sometimes it's not as strong. You can always tell when someone honors their ancestors because they come in, boom, bam, boom, real quick. Okay, sometimes they don't want to be seen, but they would definitely talk right here. The difference between channeling and a mediumship getting a message, a channeler don't remember because the spirit speaks through them. They use your vessel as a channel. It comes in really quick. A mediumship will remember what that loved one said. All right. Now, majority time, gods, goddesses, deities, once again, demons, daemons, they will speak through you through channeling. Okay, so there's a difference. All right. Now, internal can hear voices and sounds inside your head. Sometimes you sleeping and you get that song stuck in your head. That is an example of internal clairaudient. Okay, you be like, there's a reason why. Okay, majority times say you keep hearing Michael Jackson songs stuck in your head. There could be two reasons. He is around you energetically, and he come to warn you about something or come to help you about something. Or that song is in there because your ancestors sent that song to you to let you know something. Okay? When a song stuck in your head, you need to look at the lyrics and see if it resonates with you. Okay? For example, do you remember the time when we was kings and queens? He could be telling you, remember who you are. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean Michael Jackson is around you. It can mean that your spirit guide is telling you, baby, did you forget who the F you are? You are a king and a queen. You can rise above this. You are better than that. Okay, so sometimes they will remind you through songs. Okay, so songs is another form of synchronicities that your spirit guides can send you. Angels, when they come towards you, you hear like church bells. you hear like high frequency, like sort of like Reiki music or something like that, there's a difference. Angels do not send numbers. I don't know why they call it angel numbers. That is a spirit guide. It's called a divine timing guide. You have one main one that's with you from rising to sunset. Okay, from beginning when you was created to the time that you descend. Okay, then you have 11 others, but you have, I mean, those are the 11 other main ones. But then you have other ones that can come in and help you and guide you. So when you're seeing numbers, once again, I don't know why they call it angelic numbers, because angels do not send numbers. Okay, the next one is you have different types of clairaudience. You have that intuitive clairaudient, okay? This usually receives message or guidance at critical times, okay, in their lives, or when you have to make an important decision, okay? You know how you get that feeling, and then it's like you gotta make a decision. The spirit said, go the other way. You hear a voice tell you, go the other way. Okay, so you go the other way and you be like, why did I hear that? You know, that was your, okay, it's called intuitive. You had that feeling, energy. Okay, they were letting you know, don't go that way. It's a soft voice. Okay, sometimes when they yell at you, it's because your head's in the cloud. You're not getting it. Sometimes they yell at you, and that takes all their energy. Like you might hear like, hey, and you like, what the heck was that? That is an example of external. All right. Then you have the psychic clairaudient about our people's situation. You know, you people say, dang, you psychic. Okay. Or these are gifted, often used as ability to connect with the deceased and help others through difficult times. All right. So say I'm doing a reading. Okay, and then all of a sudden I get a psychic clairaudient. I hear something. And I said, and then they'll tell me, look at fire. And I look at the fire, and the fire would talk to me. And I was like, did your father deceased? Is his name Frederick? Okay, he's telling me that, did this happen to you? That is called a psychic clairaudient. Okay, he communicated with me. He told me, look at the fire, because I'm a seer. So I look in there and I got the message. You see how my seeing ability and my clairaudient helped me. That is a version of psychic clairaudient, because I am psychic. I am a psychic medium. I am a seer. Okay. Then you have the electronic type of clairaudient. This is where people with this ability can pick up electronic sounds. You can hear something far back, like a dog. A dog or a cat. Animals are very sensitive. Animals have all six senses. Okay? That's why they said connect with your animal spirits, because your hearing can be phenomenal. Because when you connect with your your power animal and your spiritual animal, your senses expand. So those that I'm teaching the class with that signed up for my class for tomorrow, I will be helping you meet your guides, okay? Your main one, your spirit animal, and your power animal. Once you connect with that, your hearing is going to be heightened a lot. So you have the electronic clairaudient, where people with disability can pick up electronic sounds such as radio frequency. You know how you have static? You like, why I feel like I'm on the wrong frequency? That's letting you know it's coming in. Or electronic sound. You're like, that is considered like electronic signal. Is letting you know. Especially if you are a star seed. A lot of y'all have this frequency, because y'all tuning in to the mothership. Okay. The left side of your body is your receiving side. The left side of your body is your feminine maternal side. Okay. Left side. The right side is your giving, your paternal side. Okay. So this is the difference. Left is receiving, right is side maternal, right is father side paternal. All right. So physical. Okay. Physical, masculine, physical, moon, left side, emotion. Okay. That's the best way you can remember it. moon, left. Sun, right. Moon, feminine. Sun, masculine. Left side of Horus is left, feminine. Moon, Ra, masculine, paternal. Okay? Physical, emotional. That's how you know. All right? So, some of you high pitch ringing. You be like, why is it high pitch? High pitch means high vibrational. Majority of the time, it's angels. It's spirit guides. It's high, benevolent, high ascended ancestors. All right? They very high. Sometimes they are entities that never was human, but they high vibrational. Okay. Another reason how you know you are on radiating on high vibration. Some people say because children is attracted to you or animals are attracted to you. No, mi amor. It's because you're up there. You're ranking. So the higher you go, the higher. You know that's a thing called cleanliness is next to godliness. When you're radiating out of low vibration, you stink to a lot of high-ranking angels, high-ranking spiritual people, okay? So this is how you know. So when you hear high pitch, you own that vibration, and they coming to you. Low vibrational is low entities or jinns because you're radiating out of low frequency. So that's where you attracted them at. And majority of the time, when you hear from the right side, that's high vibrational coming. All right? Pay attention. Sometimes when you going through something and you depressed, you get that low vibration because you are attracting low vibrational entities. They pick up on that. They feed off that. That's why you get those little whispers like, I'm not good enough. I didn't do that. You have to understand the frequency. It goes hand in hand. Sometimes when I'm doing something, okay, and a spirit come through, a high vibrational spirit, I hear from my right, and then I say, okay, do you have a such a on both sides? I will ask in my head, what side? And then I get a feeling on my left, and I say, oh, your mother's side. So when I get in my moods, because I am human, once again, I'm not a motherfucking role model. So don't look at me as a role model because I am human. I fuck up just like y'all fuck up. But I'm not ashamed to say it, that I don't know every motherfucking thing. That's the difference between me and other people. I tell you, I don't know. I try to find out. You know, I will admit I don't know everything because this is a each one, teach one. Okay? That motherfucking ego died long time ago. I learned my lesson. So you'll never hear me say, I know everything. Because that's a motherfucking lie. Okay? Because I'm about to tell you what the fuck is going on. So I want you to hear closely. Okay? Some of y'all pretend that y'all know every motherfucking thing and y'all know jack shit. That's your pride and ego. That's another reason why those voices in your head come from the left side. Because of pride and ego. How do you know the difference between your pride and ego and spirit? Your pride and ego gets you fucked up. Your pride and ego tell you to do stuff that's not right. And it comes in very strong. Your spirit guys come in very soft, very loving. And it's always high pitch. Vibrations coming through. No one is motherfucking perfect. So y'all need to stop pretending that y'all perfect and know every motherfucking thing. Because no, you don't. You were made in his image, baby. You're not that. So there's a difference. Some of y'all need to come off y'all high horses because y'all don't. See, people forget y'all was at the bottom. Y'all started off not knowing jack shit. Someone has to teach y'all. So when y'all started getting that confident, y'all got that bipolarity. So y'all start looking down on other people, but you forget you was there first. You used to be that person. I see it all the time. So we all don't know nothing. We all students and we all teachers. Because there's people that teach me stuff. So once again, ego and pride, left side, not your right. All right. So once again, high pitch energy. That's how you know your vibration is high. It's high. That's where you confident. Okay. The left which is the low pitch energy, is usually low entities. Okay, the low pitch one is also someone invaded your auric field. Someone stepped into your spiritual space. They talking about you, very negative. They trying to send stuff to you, a monetary spirit, evil eye, your vibration. And all of a sudden you just feel like, I don't know why I'm depressed. I don't know why I'm this. This where it goes with your clairsentient. Low vibrational, low pitch. Don't get me wrong. You can have high pitch on your left side. Okay, that's cool. But I'm telling you, you can have low pitch on your right side. That's too. But I'm telling you, low pitch is low vibrational, which means demons and daemons. Demons are benevolent. They high rank. Daemons are beneath the demons. Okay? But both of them are on the left-hand side, baby. Angels that work for the Most High is on your right. So majority of the time when high-ranking angels come to you, like Uriel, Archangel Michael, Sandalphon, Haniel, Ariel, there's so many types. They will come on your right. Okay? Now, high benevolent demons will come on your left, because that's the left-hand path and the right-hand path. So if you know anything about church, once again, I grew up apostolic Pentecostal. When new members come, they give them the right hand of fellowship. Right hand, because you giving them love. Left hand is receiving. So this is a tip of the day. So if you go somewhere and your psychic ability and stuff, clairs is kicking in, you use your left hand to wipe that chair off before you sit on it. Your left hand is your spiritual side. You take back with your left hand, so you receiving. You're removing it before you sit down. When you shake somebody's hand, even though you right-handed, you shake with your left, because you're taking back what they trying to take back from you. All right? Because majority of the time, if you right hand, the first thing you doing, you giving yourself away. You shake with that person's left hand, so they took from you. All right? Always shake with your left. When you pull something out, you pull it with your left. Your left will is more like the left-hand path, like your blitz side, all that, evilness. This is your left-hand side. Okay? That's why it's called the left-hand path. Right-hand path. Feminine. You automatically know when you get that feeling, use your left. All right? So if you get all of a sudden extra loud, that is a warning. That is a warning. It could be either side. Remember, it could be either side. That's a warning, like, hey, what the fuck? What the hell? What the hell? I'm talking to you. That's why when you go in certain metaphysical stores, or you go to a botanica, your third eye automatically shuts down. It cuts off. All right? So that's why your feeling, your clairsentient, and your hearing steps up. That's why when you know, okay, that's some bad energy, I'm like, oh, this person is funny. This person's trying to read me. Because they said, I think this would be good for you, because they picking it up. Okay, so your third eye will close to protect you. And sometimes your crown chakra, you'll get a headache. That's letting you know this motherfucker in this store could be dark, trying to see, okay, your light's bright. What's going on? I'm going to give you this so it can fuck up your day. That's why I tell y'all to use your human pendulum. Your human pendulum would never fail you. That's why a lot of people don't know how to do it. All right? So your whole body is a spiritual conduit for, like I said, good and bad. All right? So extra loud or sudden ringing is a warning. That's like, hey, I'm talking to you. Hello. Okay? Because once again, some of y'all cannot see, but y'all can motherfucking hear. Some of y'all can't see, but y'all can motherfucking smell. Some of y'all can't see, but y'all can motherfucking taste. Once again, too many of y'all are focused on what y'all see, and that is not your dominant clair. My ears was just ringing all of a sudden. My ears were like tunnel, like I'm in water. Water is the most powerful element. powerful. So when your team put you underwater and it feel like you got swimmer's ears and your sound is muffled, that is protection. Because if anybody knows how to swim, you cannot hear underwater. So whatever's around you cannot hear what you're saying. That's when your internal hearing steps up instead of your external. They are muffling your external so they can talk to you here. Now, if your left ear is low vibrational and it feel like someone got their finger in your ear, someone's trying to block your hearing from your spirits. They cannot take your gift of clairaudient, but they can block it so you can't hear what they're about to do to you. So your spirits cannot snitch. This is how you know when someone is really crafty in the left-hand path. Left-hand path is really wicked, baby. Left-hand path is really wicked. Okay? So they cannot take your clairs, but they can snuff it out and they can block it. Because if God give it to you and God can't take it, they can't either. All they can do is block it. And because you're not using it, you don't even realize that they blocked it. Because you're focusing too much on what other people's gifts is. See, everybody want to see. Everybody want to be a seer. No, the fuck you don't. Do you know why angels manifest as human beings? Because y'all could not fathom what they really look like. For example, comes as this. Oshun comes as this. That's because that's their malevolent side. You never seen them in their demon form. Oshun is the mother of all witches. She has a demon form. You know, Oshun is black. She's very beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I don't understand why people that don't like black and brown people, but they claim to be with Oshun. Oshun is black. She's an African deity. Okay? Because Orishas are not gods and goddesses. They're deities. So when people say, no, this Oshun came to me, but you know what I'm saying, and they don't like black and brown people, and they say, well, I'm the child of Oshun, baby. She's black. She's an African deity. I seen her in her beautiful form, and I seen Oshun in her fighting demon form. So everybody want to say, I want to see. No, the fuck you don't. Because if you scared of your own motherfucking shadow, how are you going to stand up and see them? Angels, Archangel Michael is not how they paint the picture of. Archangel Michael is a fighter. He's big. He's hairy. His energy's strong. He's not handsome to me. Okay? But, you know, they feel like we're not pretty. Angels consider us like little pets, like little monkeys. Okay, so like fairies, fae. Everybody want to think fairies look like little Tinkerbells and stuff. No offense, because I have fairies. So when I say this, fairies, I apologize, but I'm just trying to get the message out. So don't mess with me, please. Fairies are not pretty. And she just told me, you're not pretty to me either. That's why I had to apologize. Okay, they're not pretty. So when people say, oh, this man, chill out with that. Tell the truth. If people really told the truth, everybody wouldn't be in spirituality. Spirituality is not for everybody. Even though you was born, like I said, gifted, but you were not called. And just because you was called, you was not sent out to be chosen. There's a difference between a chosen one and a divine being. There's a difference between an empath and a light worker. There is a difference. Some people going around saying, I am chosen. Baby, no, you're not. You are a divine being. And I'm not taking that from you. But you are a divine being. You're not a chosen one. Just because you can have your clairs doing this and you can do some root working or you can do some conjuring or you're a powerful spellcaster doesn't mean you're chosen. You are a divine being. Sit here. There's 12 different types of light workers. Baby, there's probably more. There's 12 different types of species of star seeds, but there are probably more. I can only teach upon what they tell me and I present to you. I teach what they tell me to do. Okay? Lilith does exist. Lilith was and Adam were together. They were created together. Have this. They didn't get this, well, Lilith, but Adam and didn't get this until Eve did. And technically, if you really want to look at it, we do not really know if Eve really bit the apple. Maybe it was Adam. We don't know because King James wrote the Bible. A man wrote the Bible. Back in those days, women were beneath them. This is where Lilith comes in. Everyone has a dark side. Trust me, piss me off. Watch my dark side come out. Everybody have to. Let somebody mess with your family members or your children. Let somebody mess with your money. Watch you flip the script. So miss me with that bull crap saying you all love and light. So if you really want to get technical, the disciples, the 12 that they talked about, because there's more than one because they left the women out. The 12, they all had a problem. They all had a problem. They wasn't perfect. Okay? So this is where it came up at. Why is Jesus sitting with those criminal people? That's what the big dogs, the Pharisees and Sadducees said. Because you know what? They were all holier than thou. But their heart wasn't there. Okay? God looks at your heart. Each one of those 12 disciples, like I said, there were more. He looked at their heart, not their whatever they did. Because you can do some things because you misunderstood a bad character. Doesn't mean you don't have a pure heart. There's some evil people that sit in church that have done stuff, but they're going to say, no, God this, God that. God reigns on the just and unjust people. Okay? God is over all of us. Right? A chosen one has a very strict path. Because God chose you to be the warrior. God chose you to represent him. A divine being, you get to allow little ifs and stuff. Not a chosen one. A chosen one is like a prophet. A chosen one is a loner. A divine being, you married and you still doing what you're doing. If you want to go do a little ooh-wee, you can. Let a chosen one do a little ooh-wee. You're going to experience something. You're going to get sick. Something's going to happen. You're going to be like, I got some bad weed. You get some alcohol, it's going to make you sick where you got a hangover because you get punished because you represent. You are that warrior. You are that mouthpiece. You go through hell and back because you represent God. This God is real. I'm not saying a divine being never have a near-death experience, but I'm talking about a chosen one. They die more than once. It's always something bad. It look like chosen one, the bad luck follows them. That's what I'm saying. See, people want to say they chosen one because they looking at, I'm gifted, I can do this. No, a divine being can do that too. A chosen one gets punished. A chosen one don't want to be chosen. A chosen one goes out and do something, they be like, damn, man. It's like everything freaking happens. I can't catch a break. And then you see another spiritual person, a divine being. They be like, girl, it ain't that bad. That's because you're not a motherfucking chosen one. There's a difference of being a divine being and a chosen one. Divine think they chosen thing. Oh, I'm chosen. This never happens to me. Motherfucker, because you don't have a lesson. A chosen one represents. This is what I'm saying. A chosen one has to handle that. For example, I had death magic put on me. You see what I'm saying? I had to experience that. I had to walk that so I can help somebody else. A divine being, what? Somebody put you in a freezer? Somebody broke up your relationship? There's a difference. A chosen one goes to hell and back. A chosen one wants to pew pew, but God will not let them pew pew. A divine one, you just get a slap on the wrist. And I am emotional because I am passionate. I'm getting freaking tired of people trying to say they something that they're not. They making it look bad. I am very passionate about my spirituality. I am empathic, so I go through the emotions. And I hate when people perish from a lack of knowledge because of stupidity. That's how you know a false prophet don't give a fuck. A true prophet do. A true chosen one do. A fake chosen one don't give a fuck. A divine being will quick to throw rocks at a glass house and walk away and say she deserve it. A chosen one say, you know what? I'm not even going to waste my time, baby, because you know what? You ain't worth it. I'm going to go on. I forgive you. That's the difference. That is the difference. That is the difference. I forgave those people that did this to me. Did I want to hate? Hell yeah, I want to hate. But being called, your heart is so pure. You can't hate. You want to. God knows you want to. But being a representative of who you are, that's why everybody's not chosen. But everybody want to take that title. You can say you chosen and do some dark stuff to people. That's not chosen. That's not. Because you know you better than that. You above that. You know you how to pick your battles. This is the difference between the left and the right. Chosen ones, their ego die. They can't catch a break. I'm telling you. They be homeless. Their family just disown them. They all alone. Divine being, oh, I'm spiritual. There they are living in a brownstone and all this, but I'm a chosen one. No, a chosen one life is not like that. They not. There's a difference between a chosen one and a divine being. Divine beings get away with a lot of stuff. A chosen one don't. If you notice, when somebody mess with a chosen one, they reap their karma. Have you noticed that? Not a divine being. There is a difference. So I'm trying to help you out. Stop saying you chosen and you are a divine being. Everyone is born with gifts because we are demigods, demigoddess. Some of y'all got the call, but y'all was not sent out. Some of y'all got the call and y'all was sent out. That's why more is required of thee than somebody that's not. You go to the club, all right? We all fam in the club. You go to a club and then there's a shootout. You almost get pew pew. You be like, whatever. Oh my God. I knew I shouldn't have went. A divine being going there. Girl, let's go. You have a fun time. Let a chosen one come out. Something always happens because you was not supposed to go there. If you notice, when a tragedy happens, for example, I know y'all heard stories where a plane dropped and there was always 3 survivors. God always lead 3 witnesses. God always have confirmations. That's another reason why. You know a false person from a real person because God always gives confirmation. It gives you chills. It just sits right. Anybody can read you. They hold classes to teach you how to read. You know a true diviner from a fake diviner. A true diviner is going to tell you what you don't want to hear. A fake diviner going to start asking you, how was your day, baby? First thing, you already vulnerable. Man, I'm having problems with hearing. I don't know. She's like, ding, 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 ding. Now you ready, fuck around and find out. She gonna tell you all this shit. A fake diviner is a hustler. A true diviner is not. Okay, chosen goddess, I'm sorry, but I got to speak the truth. You can ask anybody on here. You are a lowercase g, baby. You under God. Okay, you're not above God. Only God has the capital G. Everybody else, we are gods and goddesses. That's correct, but we are lowercase. Okay, I can't tell you what to do. All I'm in is to correct the error that I see. So you should be chosen lowercase g, not a capital G, because you're not above God. God is the only true God. He is the God of the goddess. He is the king of the universe. He has created other gods and goddesses. He is the only capital G. So like I said, I'm just here and I will correct those that I see. If you get feelings hurt, then you got to do some healing. Because for you to walk in your power, you have to accept criticism, rejection. That's how you know you won that. Because when you walk in your power, all that hearsay bullshit, I just laugh at it. People come to me all the time, I laugh. Because I know where I am. They are beneath me. So therefore, like I said, you grown, you do what you want. But I always correct people because I'm supposed to. You are lowercase g, baby. You're not a capital G. All right? Like I said. So now, when you're about to astral project, and say you had something in your house, you hear, because you in between sleep and awake, you're about to astral project. All right? Anyway, you're about to astral project. All right? Sometimes when you hear a loud pop, you be like, woo, what was that? That's your body indicating that you're getting close to astral projecting. You not my I am that I am, baby girl. You got me fucked up. I can't stand cockiness. First of all, you're not I am that I am. Sorry, baby. No, you're not. Okay? I'm not judging you, baby. I corrected you. There's a difference of judging and correcting. I never judged you. Judging is saying I'm better than you. I never judged you. I said you are lowercase g. You're not above God. So if that's judging you, then you need to go into the dictionary and see what judging means, because I never judged you. I corrected you. There's a difference. See, she's hurt. She's saying I judged her. I never judged her. That's like if I'm an English teacher and I correct you saying the wrong grammar. I judged you? No, I corrected you. I don't have to know you, baby. I know energy. I have to know you. Thank you, Maria Hall. But once again, I don't judge people. Who am I to judge? Judge you because I'm not a motherfucking role model. I can't judge you. I'm not perfect, but I can help you. That's all I was doing, is helping you. Okay, bye-bye. All right, so when you get ready to astral project, your body lets you know you're getting ready to start. Some of y'all naturally astral project because it's one of your gifts. Some of y'all have trouble, okay? Y'all have trouble. So your body lets you know, and your spirit guide is there to help you. All right, to get you perfectly back to how you was. So if you like this, you got to get exactly like that back in your body. Okay, being clairaudient, it lets you know. All right, so astral projection is about to start. Now, signs that you are clairaudient. You hear things people can't hear. You be like, you hear that? They be like, nah, I didn't hear that. You might be in the car vibing, okay, to some music. And then you hear something like a whisper. and you talk to the person, did you hear that? And they be like, what are you talking about? It's in the music. So you cut the music down. Okay, and you like, okay, maybe ain't nothing. Then you do that because they will speak through the music. Okay? We got a hater. We got a hater. Once again, my eyes are my eyes, okay? Once again, people don't realize people of color can have regular eyes. It's not a Caucasian thing, okay? People of my color can have blonde hair. I don't have blonde hair, but I'm just saying people of me can have, it's not always a white thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because you see a person is not white with color eyes, it got to be contacts. That shows me your character, baby. Go sit down and be humble and shut the fuck up, okay? Because that shows me your ignorance. Because I bruised your ego. I never said you wasn't chosen. You said I am. A chosen one don't call themselves chosen. I never said you was. I never said you wasn't. I corrected you on the capital G. You took that offensive. That's how I know you got trauma, baby, because I triggered you. So that shows me as a healer, I did what I was supposed to do. So your little comebacks talking about my eyes, they are my eyes. Okay? Your little sarcasm just shows you a bully, and it's not going to affect me. I wish you love and light, peace. Okay? That's what I send you, because you have a problem. Okay? You have a problem. Ignorant. Now, the size you of clairaudience, you hear things that people cannot. Okay? For example, you hear somebody call your name. Okay? And you know you by yourself. You like, okay, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. All right? Never answer. Because that can be a trickster spirit and that can be not. So if they truly want you, because a spirit has to choose you. So if they truly want you, they'll come to you. They will not stop. All right? You hear footsteps. You sleep. And you know everybody in your house is sleeping. You hear some heavy walking. Majority of the time, that's your GEB, G-E-B. That's your spiritual bouncer, which is one of your spirit guides, which means they doing a recon, making sure. Also, if you feeling the energy negative, that is someone astral projecting in your house trying to figure out stuff. So that's why I said pay attention to the energy. All right? So the energy don't lie. So if you sleeping like Popeye and you hear noise and you like, man, whatever. Majority of the time, that's your bouncer. That's one of your spirit guides. That's your JEB, G-E-B. So if you feeling like, oh my God, I'm feeling restless. What is that? I'm feeling like, that is usually somebody astral projecting in your house. Okay? That's why it's very important to have aloe vera plants in your house. And there's also another way you keep people from astral projecting in your house. Okay? Because people are nosy. All they see is like, imagine you see movies where people have that vague thing like on the and all they can see is your light and the stuff like that. That's what they do. They see your light is bright. And they like a vampire. They want it. Okay? It's because you intimidate a lot of people. A lot of people are jealous. A lot of people know you got a lot of wisdom and knowledge. They try to take. Hint, hint. Okay? So therefore, they will astral project in your home. All right? You talk to yourself a lot. You talk to yourself. You be having a full-fledged conversation. All right? You had an imaginary friend or friends. Majority of people that's the only child, y'all have imaginary friends, but some people have brothers and sisters and still have an imaginary friend. You daydream often. This goes with your clairvoyance and you daydream. Daydream is actually visions, okay? You don't have to. You need to write those down too, because sometimes you will get a vision and it's a daydream. And then people like, are you okay? You be like, oh yeah, I zoned out for a minute. Those are very important. Okay? Majority of times when you are a seer or you are clairvoyant, you are zone out. And then people's like, and you be like, oh, I was hearing something. So your hearing and your seeing is going together. All right? Clairaudient and claircosmic. Claircosmic is psychic knowing. You know things you don't know how you know. You know, this goes back to you being psychic hearing. Okay, you have intuitive, you have psychic, you have electronic. Okay, it all goes hand in hand. It's like a family tree. I told you about clairsentient. I told you about clairalience, clairgustance, now clairaudient and claircosmic. Okay, it goes hand in hand. You could be a full-fledged psychic medium. You could be a medium, and you could be a necromancer. They all goes together. All right, exercise. You can blindfold yourself. You can sit outside and start listening. See what you can pick up. You have to go through gyms. You have to do exercise to strengthen it. Or if you don't want to go outside because you don't like bugs, especially if you vibrate high, bugs are attracted to you. Okay? You can sit on the floor. Floor is the closest thing to earth. Sitting on the floor. Okay? Facing the east. Reason why? East represent air. Air represent communication. The sun rises, so you face the east. You play some jazz. And you try to pick up every instrument that you see. This is a fun exercise you can do to enhance your clairaudient. Okay? So it's psychic hearing. You can have internal and external. All right? So is there any questions? This is another thing. You see how the enemy would send somebody so y'all would not get your lesson? And I apologize for me acting out of character. Once again, I am human. But my job, as any job as a spiritualist, you are a spiritual advisor, you are a healer. Your job is to help guide someone. We do not judge. And because people get butthurt, you triggered them. That's how you know they need healing. That's how you know they don't like correction. Anybody that's spiritual, we all students. Then we become teachers. Then we become masters. I had people correct me. And I said, thank you. Whether I agree with them or not, I said, thank you. Because we all have free will. I do not judge nobody. Who am I to judge? I am not perfect. All right? So do I have, is there any questions? It's very important to do exercises. Very important. It's very important to connect with your spiritual court, your spiritual beings. Because of free will, you have to give them permission. So all those that signed up for my class, I will be teaching you, like I said, how to connect and meet your spirit guide, your animal spirit, and your power animal. Now, what's the difference between a power animal and your spiritual animal guide? A power animal teaches you how to shape shift, how to do certain things. You can have a mouse as a power animal. His power is the same strength and power as the elephant. So size don't matter in your spiritual realm. Okay? Majority of times when y'all see Jerry's, okay, and you look and that Jerry is not scared of you, just staring at you, that is somebody that sent the spy on you. Because majority of Caribbean people, they send rats, they send mice to spy on you. And you will know because it's going to act all calm. And you're going to say, oh, look at that mouse. Fuck that shit. That mouse is spying on you. That's why it's looking at you. It made you see. They don't run and hide. That's how you know it's a spy. You will also see a cat by your door. Pay attention to the energy. A power animal, a true shapeshifter can shapeshift. Witches do that all the time. They shapeshift as a fly, a net, a cat, and a dog. You would know because that dog would look like it has human tendencies, human eyes, or it resembles a human. One eye is bigger than the other, and you'd be like, this is strange. That's how you know. You go to a cemetery, Because a cemetery is public, a graveyard is connected to the church. So say you go to the cemetery to visit a loved one. You start seeing animals circling around. That is someone conjuring up a monetary spirit either for you or it's getting ready to send it to somebody else. Okay? Animals have strange behaviors. So connect to your spirit animal and your power animal, your taste and your smell will heighten up a lot. That's why I'm saying don't, because some of y'all are just seeing from y'all spirit, y'all human eyes. No, you have to see from your spiritual eyes. So in meditation, if you was born and could see, and if I say a red bus, if you close your eyes, you should see a red bus in your spirit eye. It's really simple. Your spiritual eyes, you have 4. One of them is called the God's mouth. That's the weakest of it, because that's how spirits enter and exit. That's how you can get possessed. When you get mounted, they come through you and they sit on your head. Okay? So it's a lot. Once again, being clairaudient, there's a difference between channeling and a medium. A medium, they get their messages on the external side. You disconnect from them, they can still remember. When a person channels, they speak through. Once they disconnect, they will not remember. I am a bona fide channeler. I teach my students how to channel. Channeling helps you when you are a psychic medium, or a necromancer. Okay? Everything breaks down. Okay? You can have the gift of psychic touch, which is psychomantry, which means you pick up energy. People can, that's a reader, intuitive reader, they hold the card and they touch it, they can hear, they can feel, they get their messages because they have psychic touch. All right? When you go to a thrifting, you can tell if something belonged to somebody because you will get that feeling. You will hear, you will feel, or you can see sometimes. Close your eyes. Ask them to open up your spiritual eye to see, not your human eye. Because I hear a lot of people say, open up my eyes to see. No, your spiritual eye, your spiritual ears. This is what you need to do. First of all, always protect yourself. When you're praying, when you're meditating, always put wars up and protect yourself, because we're always in spiritual warfare. Right? You're always having something against you. Even before you knew about spirituality, you just thought your day was off. You just thought you was having a bad day. You was like, what the heck is going on? You was getting spiritually attacked and did not know it. You just didn't entertain it. So when you spiritual, you learn, and then you start messing with your head because you entertaining it. You have to learn to control. They cannot read your mind. They cannot take your gifts. They want you to think they took it. All they can do is block it. All they can do is whisper in your ear. So when you thinking and somebody said, girl, they took your hearing. No, they didn't. They blocked it. Girl, no, they in your head. No, they whispering and you think they in your head. That's why you're clairaudient. I want y'all to know the truth. Only way they can get you if they can mentally break you. If they can't mentally break you, then they attack your stomach, which is your immune system. But if you're divinely protected and you are close with your spiritual team, like I said, if they try to block your hearing, your spiritual team is going to come to you in your dream. There's no way. They cannot silence it. So it's very important not to tell your full gifts. So if you hearing, just don't tell nobody your powerful gifts is hearing. If you can see, don't tell nobody that's your powerful gift. Because that's what they work on. That's why I'm saying people that talk a lot, they don't really know shit. This is difference between a chosen one and a divine. Chosen one don't want to be chosen. They want to be left the fuck alone. They don't like people. They only come because Spirit said, no, you need to handle that. Or Spirit will bring it to you. Divine one, they really like to be seen. They be like this. They very like talk a lot. They like to hear themselves talk. That's honestly the difference. Because like I said, chosen ones, they go through shit. They get punished. A divine one seem like they get away with a lot of stuff. That's why they think they're chosen, because they get away with it. You know, like, oh, I'm the favorite, teacher's pet. No, chosen one, no. That's like if you ever been sports. I played sports. Okay? I was in gymnastics. I ran track. I ran the 13.1. If you don't know what that is, that's 13 miles. And my coach kept picking on me. I'm like, why you keep picking me? What's wrong with this one? He said, because you have potential. So he was always picking on me. I always had to go the extra. I always had to do that. That was the build. So when you're a chosen one, you're God's spokesperson. You're God's warrior. You're God's secret weapon. He send you in. That's why y'all get overlooked a lot. That's why y'all get seen. You always in the dark, but now those who are last will be first. That's why I said your time is coming up. Divine beings, like I said, they get away with a lot of stuff. And that's why they think they are chosen ones. You see what I'm saying? Oh, for another example. Divine being, girl, I go in there and fight that demon. I do this. I'm a chosen one when actually they're a divine being. A true chosen one. Fuck that shit. I told y'all not to go in that motherfucking house in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this shit. It's like, why am I always the fix-up guy? You, a divine being, always quick to do that because they nosy. Then they fuck around and find out. And then you said, I told you. And then you get that whisper. I need you to take this and this and this. So you go in there and say, come on, I got this shit. Then you go in there, you handle the business, and there you are getting slammed up against the wall, but you come out a warrior. See what I'm saying? Chosen ones like, leave it the fuck alone. Chosen one minds their own business. Divine being always that shit starter, because they always want to say, I'm the chosen one. I'm going to do it. No. You know those quiet ones be looking, don't say nothing. They be like, oh, she's a quiet one. Because she's observing. She's not the one that's doing all this. And then you like, come on, guys. I think it's time to go. Something's getting ready to happen. Girl, we all right. You know, we the chosen one. Next thing you know it, you leave. And all of a sudden, you in the midst of, you seeing the gang banging stuff come out. So you go in there and tell them, come on, there's going to be a shootout. Okay? That's what I'm saying, because you wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Every time a chosen one, something bad always happened. Because you wasn't supposed to be there. You wasn't supposed to be with that person. You're supposed to be. A chosen one is affiliate to a prophet. A prophet always had a hard life. A prophet was always isolated. Okay? A divine being is totally different. So a lot of divine beings think they're chosen and they're not chosen. Trust me, a chosen one knows when they're chosen. Because they don't tell people they're chosen. They don't broadcast it. They don't say, I'm the chosen one. They don't do that. They like to be left alone. Left alone. And then here a chosen one always save the day. Always. I'm not saying a divine being don't, but y'all don't go through what a chosen one go through. This is what I'm saying. A chosen one does not go around saying, I am chosen. They don't want to be. They do not want to be. They have gone through hell and back. They don't want to be. They cry. You seen those spiritual movies when they like, oh my God. A divine being like, this is all love and light. Namaste. All this. Oh. And also, you don't have to be a motherfucking vegetarian to be a divine being, to be a chosen one. Talking about, you need to eat raw fruits and vegetables. Yes, you need to incorporate that. But you can eat meat. Meat is not going to stop the flow. When you're doing something as a chosen one, if spirit tell you, did not tell you not to eat pork, and you eat pork, baby, you're going to swell up. Your high blood pressure gonna skyrocket. You might go in there and have open heart surgery, but you survive. And the doctor said you gotta leave that alone. A divine being can eat pork, eat chicken, eat this. They have a little high cholesterol, but they cool. Told you, chosen one, something always happen. But you survive it because you are God's warrior. You are God's spokesperson. God sends you in there to handle it because you are equipped with it. That's why everything you went through, your enemies cannot go through it. You can't. They be like, damn, son, you don't look like what you went through. Damn. It's always that. You can always tell. Something tragic happens. They're quiet. They isolate. They'll go out, but they mind the business that pays them. And the only reason why they interfere is because God sends them in. It's all of a sudden you get a push and you go handle it. A divine being always stick their nose in something they shouldn't be sticking their nose in. A divine being always want to be Captain Save-A-Hoe. I'm not saving every hoe. And everybody be like, you know the fuck I'm not. I'm not. I'm telling you right now, I don't like people. People finds me. I am very loving. I am very kind. But when you fuck with me, I'm going to get you off of me. But I'm going to do it with compassion and love. That's the difference. I'm not going to tolerate. That's why I'm not for everybody. My job is to heal. My job is to build you up, not to be your friend. When a healer is not supposed to heal, a healer triggers them to heal what you're going through. That's why I said hurt people. Broken crayon still color. So when you give somebody some advice and you're not judging and it triggers them and they get cocky, that's how you know you did your job, baby. I know I did my job because I didn't judge you. I didn't call you out your name. I was truthful, very direct. That's the difference. Left side is mother side, maternal side, receiving side. Right side is paternal, giving. Physical downloads is right. When you get those physical downloads, that is your right side. Okay? Giving. When you do Reiki, it's projecting out of your right hand. Left hand is your receiving. There's a difference. Shake with your right, you giving energy away. You shake with your left, even if you're right-handed. All right? So I send y'all peace, love, and light. I'm out of here. Bye.